and welcome to the sweetest place on earth, Hersheypark. Welcome back to another episode on Cruise and Coasters. I'm Jeff, and of course, we're at Hershey, Pennsylvania, checking out this incredible theme park. I haven't been to this park since 2021, and in 2021, I had one of my worst visits to a theme park ever. This has already gone so much smoother since that visit. It is not nearly as crowded. The rides are open, they are staffed and ready to go, and I am so excited to be spending my day here at Hersheypark. It looks like it's gonna be an absolute beautiful day, and there are so many coasters I'm looking forward to riding. Sky Rush with the new improved trains, Storm Runner, Fahrenheit, Candemonium, and if all goes well, today we should be hitting coaster credit number 500 for me. We just have to get on Laugh Track, will be $4.99, and then Wildcats Revenge will be number 500 for me, and I am so excited. So, without further ado, Hersheypark. Because we had a little PTSD from the last visit, we did go ahead and spring for Fast Track Unlimited, and then we did do the all-day dining. And what's really fancy is they put it all on one single wristband, kind of similar to Magic Bands at Disney World if you've ever been. And then you just touch a little chocolate kiss to the touch points, and that's how you redeem your Fast Track and your all-day dining all day. I love that, super convenient. I always forget how big this park is, but we have finally made it to the back where Laugh Track is. Unfortunately, there will be no off-ride, because if you didn't know, it is an indoor spinning Wild Mouse style roller coaster. Laugh Track was so silly. That was number $4.99 for me. Such a smooth roller coaster. That one is like in immaculate condition. We got some really good spins on it. It's just really fun. The air conditioning was great, so if you're looking for a way to cool off, this is a great option. I think this one typically gets a really long line, like we're talking hour and a half waits. I don't think I would wait that long for it again. We waited about 20-25 minutes, and I think that was the perfect wait. But on to the main event, to Wildcats Revenge, the park's new RMC roller coaster. Wildcats Revenge, I wanted to love you so much. It's been hyped up by everybody that I have known to have ridden it, and I am pleased to announce it did live up to the hype. It was absolutely incredible. This was such a fantastic coaster to hit number 500. It is admittedly not like a super steep drop like some of the newer RMCs, but you still get whipped out of your seat. We were in the back row and had airtime the entire way going down. I think my favorite elements are the bunny hill that's behind me. It's just a regular like camelback, but with ejecta airtime that leaves you out of your seat for like 5 or 6 seconds. The zero G stall is absolutely incredible. And then like the off-axis like airtime hill, I don't even know how to describe it, but it's absolutely incredible. You get airtime thrown to the side at the same time. I absolutely loved it. I cannot wait for more rides on this today. This was such a good coaster to celebrate number 500 for me. Wildcats Revenge, you are a top tier coaster. Absolutely amazing. I loved it. Up next is going to be one of the park's Intamin coasters. They have quite a few of them. And this one's gonna be Fahrenheit. Very, very excited for this one. It looks beautiful. Just did Fahrenheit. This is interesting. I think they have severely like shortened those seatbelts that connect the harness because man, they were kicking off people left and right and I felt so bad. Even I had a lot of trouble and needed some assistance connecting my seatbelt. The ride itself, the first drop was a lot of fun. You get some good airtime, good whip coming out of that first drop. The first couple inversions are super smooth, fun, floaty, not much to go on about. The Cobra roll, I don't know what is going on in that Cobra roll, but it was like jackhammering into the seat. That's how rattly it was. It was nuts. The 2 corkscrews were fine, a little rumbly, but nothing too crazy. And then 2 pops of airtime and the brake run. Overall, I think Fahrenheit is okay, but I do think that they should probably put in a more accessible attraction that can be enjoyed by everyone and not be super limiting like these seats are on this ride. Since we had a little trouble on those restraints, we decided we're gonna come over to Storm Runner, the park's intimate accelerator coaster, and get on this before we start our all-day dining trek through the park to make sure we can also fit on this one.
Get ready, here we go.
Just got off a Storm Runner, the park's intimate accelerator coaster. This launch is chaotic. I love these hydraulic launch coasters, and I'm so sad that Intamin has retired them, but I totally get it. They're a maintenance nightmare. This ride is so much fun because it's more than just a top hat. Excellent airtime going into the top hat. I was in the 3rd row, and then I think the best airtime moment for me was going up into that flying snake roll element, and then up into the brake run is great. She is a little rattly, a little rumbly for an Intamin, but overall still a really solid ride. Same feedback on the restraints here as Fahrenheit. These seatbelts are super small, and it definitely takes some work. If you are taller or a little bit larger at all, you may struggle on these seats. So it's always best to give the test seat a check before you get on. I think it's time for some lunch now that we've struggled onto a few seats, and time to fill our bellies. First redemption of our all-day dining is gonna be from the Philly Cheesesteak Company, where they import the rolls from Philadelphia. That sounds pretty authentic, and it looks absolutely delicious. And it came with a side of French fries. Cannot be mad at that. We are having such a great day here at Hersheypark so far. The weather is beautiful and cooperating with us. Lunch was delicious, and I think we're about to head to Skyrush to check out the new trains that are on that amazing Intamin coaster. And yeah, just having like a little bit of a sappy moment, like 500 coasters in my life, done, dusted, so excited. And like a little young me would have seen, like, thought about me planning a trip that was like 22 theme parks across the United States. I don't think I would have ever believed it. To think that I have ridden over 500 coasters, that's crazy. So many of you guys have messaged me on Instagram and just congratulated me, and like, I just love that we could do that for each other and spread that positivity. So just thank you guys so much. A couple of you guys have met me in the park today and said how much you guys like the videos. That literally means the world, because there's sometimes I'm like, why am I doing this? I don't know. And then to know that you guys do watch and appreciate and are willing to come and say hello at the parks, like, that's everything to me, and that is why I'm gonna keep vlogging, because it's just built like this fun little community, and I'm just so appreciative for every single one of you who watch these videos. So thank you guys so much for building such a positive community. Anyway, done with the sappy, let's go to Skyrush. All right, we have made it to Skyrush, and my gosh, she is a thing of beauty. I love this. It just looks so impressive. Here we go. We did a little mini marathon on Skyrush. We got 3 rides on that incredible coaster. We did back left row, front right row, and then in the second row in the middle of the seats. This ride is far improved with those updated shoulder restraints and seats. It is so much more comfortable, so much more enjoyable. No way would I have ever been able to ride this ride 3 times in a row. The airtime that you get on that first and second airtime hill are absolutely extreme and out of this world, and just so much fun. This ride is super smooth in the center seats. It is quite rumbly, especially in that back left seat. It was quite rumbly. In the front right seat though, I would say moderate rumble, wasn't terrible, not too bad, really enjoyable. She's just such an incredible coaster, and I love the bright yellow track, the light blue supports, it's absolutely gorgeous. Skyrush, you're back, baby. I love it so much. I wanted to add in, because I'm taking some off-ride from Skyrush. I think Sky Rush is one of those rides that is really surprising on ride how it feels compared to off ride. And I think a perfect example of why you shouldn't try to judge coasters before you ride them. Because off ride, this ride doesn't look that crazy. It doesn't look that intense. But the airtime that you get on all of these hills and transitions are just so obscene. And it's a perfect representation of never trust a coaster until you ride it.
You know you come when changes the cylinders from the small ones to the big ones. So the small ones are high pressure. That's what shoots you up.
We did the Hershey's Chocolate Tower, and it's an S&S combo tower that both shoots you up and launches you down. That launch up was incredible. That had to be one of the punchiest launches on an S&S tower I have ever felt. That was incredible. The drop was a little lackluster, but it was still good, had force to it, and some like nice little airtime bouncing up and down. But man, I can't get over that launch. That was incredible. What I do love about the S&S towers here is they have 3 options to choose from. They have the Kiss, the Reese's, and then Hershey's Chocolate. And they are varying sizes. You can see there's like small, medium, and then king size. And the king size one, the Hershey's Chocolate, that is the one that both shoots you up and drops you down. So it's a combo tower, which is amazing. I still can't get over it. That initial launch was so good. Finish up a ride on one of the world's most overrated inverted coaster, the Great Bear. It's fun, it's cute. I like the helix coming off the lift. You actually get some really good positive G's that you don't totally expect. The first vertical loop is also excellent. The ride, like the first half is great, and then it's like, where's the rest of it, B&M? Why does it just kind of like squiggle its way back to the brake run? It's like the autocomplete feature in like Roller Coaster Tycoon 3. It's not done. It's fun, it's cute, I enjoy it, but people who say this is number 1, I'm sorry, but you're just not correct in this one. Everyone is entitled to their incorrect opinion. Anyway, we've done a lot of coasters back to back. It's starting to heat up. I think we're gonna take advantage of the beautiful weather and take a ride on the Kissing Tower and get some views of the park from above. Time for our second meal redemption, and I went with a grilled chicken sandwich. She is not looking cute. She is looking like giving the bare minimum. It also came with a side, and we went crazy and got a little mac and cheese. I'm gonna try to make the chicken sandwich a little bit better and make like a little homemade Chick-fil-A style sauce. I'll report in with how good it is. The chicken sandwich, I'm gonna give it a 6.5 out of 10. It was definitely like a good quality piece of chicken breast, but the flavoring was really not there, and I think they could have gone like the extra, I'm not gonna say extra mile, not even extra foot, the extra inch and giving a slice of lettuce, maybe a piece of cheese if you wanted to get crazy. But the sauce that I made was really tasty, and I think the mac and cheese was pretty good. That's lunch. You mean normal people don't have lunch and immediately want to ride a coaster that goes upside down 6 times? Well, here on Cruise and Coasters, we do things differently, because up next is Jolly Rancher Remix. We're celebrating our Blue Raspberry ride on Jolly Rancher Remix with some sorbet. They had a flight option, so it's house-made sorbet. We got blue raspberry, green apple, strawberry, and then they had a graham cracker crust, which is the special of the day, with a little whipped cream in the middle. So we're gonna dive into this. The sorbet flight was an incredible value. The green apple was very refreshing and sweet. The blue raspberry, shockingly, was the really sour one. My favorite was probably the strawberry, and it did have real strawberry pieces in it, which I loved. And then the graham cracker one was really good too. It had like little bits of graham cracker in it, nice little crunch in there. Really good value. I think we paid just shy of $11 for it. I highly recommend it. You can easily share it between like 3 or 4 people. Just realized I didn't share my thoughts on Jolly Rancher Remix. I thought it's such a fun re-theme of a boomerang coaster. It's a great way to take something that's cloned all over the world and make it super unique to the park and super fun. I love the interactive element of never knowing like what flavor, like what scent, and what light colors you're going to get. The song, super fun. The backwards like lift reminded me a lot of Speed of Sound at Wallaby Holland, except they have the enclosed tunnel, of course, but they're blasting like the rave music. I loved it. I thought it was super fun. Very intense ride, 6 inversions. Love the updated restraints, and they have magnetic braking on it for a super smooth stop. Lightning Racer is the park's dueling GCI roller coaster here at Hersheypark, and it is just not for me. I appreciate how thoughtfully engineered it is. I really love the near miss elements, how they kind of duel at each other. They cross over and under. It's really, really nicely engineered and designed. The ride, it has just gotten a little too rough for me. She's just a little too silly. I would love to see some retracking on it, the way that they take care of Mystic Timbers. Like if it ran like Mystic Timbers, this would be an outstanding racing roller coaster. Maybe throw some Titan track on it could be a good option, but then you have 2 hybrid, I don't know. I think Hersheypark is in a little bit of a conundrum on what to do with Lightning Racer because they can't really make it a hybrid since they already have one, but would love to see them put some love and restore some of the smoothness of Lightning Racer and bring it back to its like old glory days. Oh my God, we just did front row on Wildcats Revenge, and that thing has sincerely warmed up. That was absolutely bonkers. I love everything from the first drop. The giant camelback is excellent, the 0G roll, the step up underflip, or whatever the heck they're calling it. The only thing I hate is the little airtime hill that goes into like this flat curve. My thighs hated every second of that. But other than that, this is an incredible coaster and so much fun here at Hersheypark. I think the best way that I can describe Wildcats Revenge to someone who has not yet been on it is it has the intensity of Iron Gwazi from like when it's like nonstop from the time that it drops off the lift until it hits the brake run, but it's like compact and small like Twisted Timbers at King's Dominion. It's like those 2 little rides had a baby and produced Wildcats Revenge. That's the best way that I can tell you. If you've been on it, let me know in the comments if you agree. One last use of our all-day dining, and we went with a pulled pork sandwich and baked beans at Spring Creek Smokehouse. have to admit, I often forget that this park has not one, but 2 hypercoasters. They have Skyrush, the Intamin, which is insane. They also have a B&M hypercoaster called Candemonium, which we just did 2 back-to-back rides on, one in the last row, one in the front row. And this ride is running absolutely phenomenal. It's giving like really good ejector airtime in the front row and some really good like flow ejector airtime in the back seat, especially being pulled over those camelbacks. It's absolutely incredible. Really, really fun ride, and it's 2 very different hypercoasters at this park, and this one is definitely a lot more approachable, a lot more, I wouldn't say family friendly, but good for most ages, and most people would enjoy this one, and it's a lot less intense than Skyrush. I do think that this ride had a pretty good chance of being one of my favorite B&M hypers, if not the favorite, if it was just a hair longer. I think one more hill going out, one more hill coming back in would have made this absolutely perfect, a slam dunk. It's also just a beautiful setting behind me. There's a creek running underneath the ride, which is absolutely beautiful to look at while you're riding, and just beautiful setting, really good ride, really smooth, no rattle, no complaints here. I'm a Candemonium stan. I have been changed. One last backseat ride on Skyrush to close out the night, and what a fantastic day we've had here at Hersheypark. Man, 5 amazing park days back to back, and 3 of them with excellent weather. What a great way to I feel like we're still kicking off this USA theme park tour because we still have 17 more parks to get to, but more on that in just a second. Overall, this was the redemption visit that Hersheypark and I so desperately needed. I loved getting on some of my favorite coasters, Storm Runner, Skyrush, loved checking out Wildcat's Revenge, so epic to make that my 500th coaster. The operations were great, the food was great, there was literally no complaints, I think, on today's visit. The weather was perfect, the crowds were light, it was overall just a fantastic time, and I'm so happy to have come back, and I'm so glad that I got such a great visit to remember Hersheypark by, and I'm so glad it's the first vlog that I'm doing for Hersheypark is so positive, because the last visit, she was not like this. So I'm so happy that I had such a great visit today. Tomorrow, we're off to Six Flags Great Adventure in Jackson, New Jersey, where we're celebrating 4th of July. Hopefully riding El Toro, Jersey Devil Coaster. There's been some rumors that King Ka has unfortunately been closed for quite some time, so I think that's gonna be the first bite of the trip. But stay tuned to the next vlog to find out for sure, because we won't know until we get there. So yeah, 17 more parks coming up your way. The next is gonna be at Six Flags Great Adventure, as I just mentioned. And yeah, if you guys have made it so far in this video, thank you guys so much from the bottom of my heart. It means a lot to me. A couple of you guys came up to me in the park today, and it's so fun meeting you guys in person. Make sure you guys give the video a like to fight the YouTube algorithm. Subscribe to see more coaster content like this, like Great Adventure coming up. Dorney Park will be up soon. Kennywood, Cedar Point is coming up as well. Keep cruising and coasting. I'll see you guys at Great Adventure. Bye. What is going on with the camera? Time for our second, sorry, almost died. Time for baked beans at this place. What is this place called?
Great question.
I don't know what it's called. One last use of our all-day dining, and we went with a pulled pork sandwich and baked beans. Wait, what is it called?
Spring Creek Smokehouse.
At Spring Creek Smokehouse.